Have you ever wondered what it's really like to ride in a car that drives itself? I mean, not in some sci-fi movie, but right now out in the real world? Well, today we're going to take a look under the hood of the technology that's making it all possible. And our journey starts in a place you could seriously call a real-life city of tomorrow. So, we're heading to a place called Curiosity Lab, down in Peachtree Corners, Georgia. And this isn't just any old town. No, this place is a living, breathing laboratory where the future is being tested and perfected on public streets right now as we speak. And that's exactly what people say it feels like to be there. It's the kind of place where you might see a delivery drone zip right over your head, or a little robot roll past you on the sidewalk. It's where all the tech we've been hearing about for years is actually becoming reality. Now, Curiosity Lab itself is a pretty fascinating idea. It's a nonprofit, and what it does is provide this incredible real-world testing ground. I mean, think about it. If you're developing a self-driving car, you need more than just a closed-off track, right? You need real intersections, you need unpredictable pedestrians, you need all of that to truly teach a machine how to drive. And that brings us right to the core challenge. How in the world do you teach an artificial intelligence to navigate the beautiful chaos of a modern city? It is a massive undertaking, and it requires a very, very specific learning curve. So let's just look at the two extremes here. On one side, you've got a closed track. Yeah, it's perfect for testing the basics, but it's sterile. There are no surprises. On the other side, you have a real, bustling city, which is incredibly complex and totally unpredictable. And, jumping straight from the track to the city, that would just be way too dangerous. So the solution is a crucial middle step, and that's exactly what Curiosity Lab provides, a controlled but real environment. It's a 3-mile public loop where these cars can encounter real people and real traffic, letting them gather tons of data in a safe setting before they're ever ready for the big city. So in this environment, the car's AI is just constantly learning. It sees a cyclist, it sees a pedestrian, another vehicle, and it keeps refining its understanding of the world. And sometimes it even gets it wrong. For instance, the AI once saw a truck, and at first it labeled it as a person. But that's not a failure. That's actually exactly why this kind of testing is so vital. Every single mistake makes the AI smarter. Okay, so we've seen where these cars learn, but how do they actually see the world? Let's pop the hood, so to speak, and take a look at the hardware and the software that makes this all happen. A really great way to think about it is like this. The hardware, all the cameras and sensors, those are the car's senses. They're out there gathering all the raw information. Then, the software, that's the brain. It's the AI that takes all that input and makes thousands of decisions every single second, using a form of, human-like reasoning. And the sheer amount of sensory input is just incredible. I mean, we're talking about 9 cameras giving it a full 360-degree view, 5 LiDAR and radar sensors for detecting depth, and then you've got that big top hat thing on the roof. That's a super powerful LiDAR that can see way, way down the road. So what even is LiDAR? Well, it is the absolute superstar sensor of the self-driving world. The name stands for Light Detection and Ranging, and its whole job is to build an incredibly detailed 3D map of everything around the car. You know how a bat uses echolocation? It sends out these sound waves that bounce back, and that tells it exactly where everything is. Well, LiDAR does the exact same thing, but instead of sound, it's using millions of tiny laser pulses. It is, literally, echolocation with light. And here's a really fun fact for you. This futuristic technology isn't actually new at all. It was developed way back in the 1960s for the Apollo space missions to map the surface of the moon. So the same tech that helped put us on the moon is now helping cars navigate our streets. How cool is that? Okay, so the process itself is fascinating. Here's how it works. First, the sensor fires off millions of laser pulses every second. Then those pulses hit everything around the car and bounce back. Next, the sensor measures the exact return time for each and every pulse. And finally, it uses all of that data to build a super accurate 3D map called a point cloud. All right, time for a little pop quiz. You just heard it, but did it stick? What does LiDAR stand for? The answer is light detection and ranging. Remember that one. It's the absolute key to how these vehicles see the world in 3 dimensions. Okay, so we've covered the how, which is, let's be honest, absolutely fascinating. But now let's talk about the why. Why are we pouring so much time and effort into developing this technology? Well, the answer has a really profound human impact. This number, it's just staggering. In the United States alone, over 40,000 people die in road accidents every single year. The number one goal of autonomous vehicle technology is to bring that number down dramatically. And really, it comes down to this. Computers just don't get distracted. They don't text and drive, they don't get drunk, they don't fall asleep at the wheel. A huge percentage of accidents are caused by simple human error, and this technology is designed to completely eliminate that variable from the equation. And just imagine this, a future where every car on the road is communicating with every other car. They would know what the car 3 lengths ahead is about to do before it even does it. That level of coordination could make traffic flow so much smoother and, most importantly, far, far safer than just guessing what the human in the car next to you might do.
But safety is really just one part of the story here. This technology also promises a whole new era of freedom and accessibility. I mean, think about seniors who can no longer drive, or people with disabilities who face mobility challenges, or even just parents who are constantly trying to get their kids to after-school activities.
And look, this isn't just a hypothetical. This quote actually comes from a real autonomous ride service that's already operating in Minnesota. And they say their biggest customers are senior citizens and middle schoolers. So this technology is already changing lives by providing safe, reliable transportation to the people who need it most. So we've seen how these cars work, we've seen how they learn, and we've talked about why they matter so much. But the final, and maybe the most important piece of this whole puzzle, is you. It all comes down to our trust in this new technology. So I'll leave you with this to think about. If a self-driving car service was available in your town tomorrow, would you use it? Would you really trust an AI with your family's safety? It's the central question we all have to start considering as we drive head-on into this new future.